Hey, what's up, guys? It's time for our Kage review. Joining with me is Sonic. So, what's up, buddy?
Yo,
And both me and Sonic have been playing this character for almost 2 weeks now, or about 2 weeks. So I think it's time to give our early impressions of the character. I'm sure you guys are wondering what we think so far. And let's start with our overall impressions. I'll start with you, Sonic. Go ahead. What do you think about Kage?
well, Kage reminds me a lot of like Iryu from Street Fighter 4 for
Mm.
multiple reasons. Obviously, like again, he has the axe kick loops, which I like. Those are fun to do.
Doesn't it remind you of
Um,
Dan?
I mean,
Mm.
a lot of his normals and special moves do, yeah,
Yeah.
which is weird. It's like I saw a Twitter post actually talking about how he's like Shindan, which is funny.
Shindan? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Uh, but overall, I do like his inclusion in the game. Some
Yeah.
people are like, you know, meh to it. I can understand how some people feel like it's kind of like, with Skullgirls, how they have the Philia, and what's the other character? I don't remember, but they had like the joke on that. It's
Okay.
kind of like the same thing with Kage here. Fukua, there we go. Fukua and Philia. It's kind of the same scenario.
He's pretty
So
popular though, man. I've been running to him nonstop online.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nonstop.
Even at high ranks, people are using him. Like
Yeah.
they're just trying him out. I've noticed that.
Yeah.
So he's a really popular character.
hmm Everyone's got a pocket Kage, even if you don't know it yet. He is a
Yeah.
Shoto after all, bro. My overall impressions is I think it's cool. I don't know about the horns and the teeth and stuff like we talked about before, but the
That
way he
overbite.
kind of fits among the other Shotos right now, especially if you count Sagat for example, I think he does have his place, right? And there are a lot of movesets that they definitely were inspired by Dan's moveset, especially his Fireball and a lot of his normals. But I think it's cool. It's kind of like I feel like with that character, you're sacrificing your neutral and your zoning for stronger pressure and stronger V triggers. If I were to compare him to like Ryu, for example. But I'm having a blast playing him. But day one is there's always like this kind of phase that happens. The character comes up, the character is insane. It's OD.
Honeymoon phase.
Just broken. His character's broken. Day two is like, this is kind of gimmicky. It doesn't really work much anymore. But the character's got potential. And then day three happens.
The placebo effect dies down.
Day three happens, bro. And then we're going downhill. You know?
Um,
But I don't think it's that bad for season 4 so far. I really don't. And like I said, I'm still enjoying playing the character, but I'm starting to really see his flaws for sure.
yeah.
So, with that being said, let's go on to talk about his weaknesses now. We'll start with weaknesses before strengths, just so it's not too dark. So, Sonic, go ahead. What are Kage's weaknesses?
All right. All right. So I've got a lot of things to talk about in terms of weaknesses.
Let's generalize it, and then we'll get a little.
The first thing is neutral, right? Like he
Why
has
is neutral
maybe
bad?
he only has really like 2 or 3 buttons that he could use, and even then they're like kind of stubby overall when you look at his entire like normal set.
Mhm.
So you're gonna see a lot of like Kages do standing medium kick. Obviously, they're gonna do standing medium kick, forward fierce. They're gonna do those 2 normals a lot within the neutral.
Yeah.
And otherwise they'll do like V skill raw to kind of like absorb the normal and try to get in, but then you lose your turn from that. So it's just like you'll see Kages do that a lot, and if they can't, they'll just jump in. In terms of zoning, like his fireballs, like obviously his regular fireballs are not that great because they don't go anywhere. His red fireballs, however, are not that bad. The light one is not that bad to throw out either, but it is the red fireball, so it's slower on startup and it's easier telegraph to see.
It feels like season 3 Sakura Fireballs, kind of.
Exactly.
That vibe, you know.
His anti-airs, he has crouch fierce and he has DP. His medium DP, I actually think it's like similar to Sagat, where it is literally like beating out everything. It's actually like one of the greatest like anti-airs I've ever used so far.
Okay.
So yeah, just in my opinion, in terms of like, again, in terms of normals and everything, however, that's where he suffers a lot. Like he really needs to, again, try to like poke the opponents in these small ranges. Like when you see a mirror match between 2 Kages, they're so close to each other because
yeah.
that's the range of their normals. Yeah, it's it's really bad.
Yeah.
His V trigger 2 is mostly used because it forces the hard knockdown and gives you the easy setups.
Right.
With Demon and with Meaty Throw, etc. They're forced to take it. V trigger 1, while it is strong in terms of mix-ups and the potential with EX Tatsu, the problem with it is that you have instances where you'll do like the EX Tatsu and then teleport back mid-air, and that gap is -7, so you could actually get punished for doing that mix-up even on hit.
Right.
As far as the light fireball stuff, all of those EX Tatsu setups in terms of like the light fireball teleport, light red fireball teleport into EX Tatsu, that's all throw bait stuff.
Right.
That's all stuff that's used to bait the opponent from throw or maybe a delay button. And at the end of the day, you can't even use your V trigger teleport to make that safe. And yeah, like the fact that also in V trigger 1, I believe you can't cancel your specials in V trigger 1 into V trigger, but in V trigger 2 you can. V trigger 1 you can cancel your fireballs up close, but like overall, like you just can't. Like you have to just do it from normals and try to like set it up from there. Otherwise, you just activate raw. But yeah, aside from that, like all of the problems with neutral and the clear like decision with V trigger 2 over V trigger 1, all of that together just is like, yo, I need to rush down the opponent, right? Like, that's basically what his game plan is.
It's all about pressure. So like weaknesses wise, we know he's got low health. We know his neutral is very difficult, right? There's some matchups that feel incredibly difficult. Like
oh my god,
like Bison, for example, is very scary.
Bison.
But
Blanca's another one too, because with Blanca, right?
Oh
you have to punish his not rainbow. You have to punish his Blanca balls, the light punch Blanca ball. You have to punish them with V skill on reaction. You cannot like punish them on block unless it's the heavy one. The light and medium ones, you can't really do anything.
I just jump backwards every time.
I mean, yeah, but it's just like it's so bad. I'm sorry. Like that matchup is terrible because of it.
Oh
like,
yeah.
All of his normals are not great for dealing with it. He doesn't have any
Blanca's
special moves that could.
Pretty good against Shotos in general, though. To be fair, it's not just Kage. Right?
But then you also have the zoners.
Yeah.
You also have characters like Falk, Dalsim. Those characters really give him a tough time to even get in and start his pressure because obviously his limbs are so stubby. So those are just my impressions in terms of matchups from playing it. Like I really think characters like Bison, Blanca, Sim, Falk are gonna give him a tough time.
Yeah, and a lot of these characters got buffed too this season.
Oh, damn, man.
So yeah, besides, like I said, once again, his neutral, his health and stuff. Another like big weakness about him is that his instant air EX Tatsu, like you said, a lot of the setups is actually fake, and a lot of the stuff is actually hard to use in a match against somebody that understands how it works. Especially when
gaps.
Like we've been figuring out meaty setups to hit the opponent if they wake up crouching. However, if the opponent wakes up doing a crouching light attack, it will still whiff, and that eliminates so many setups with Kage where I felt like the instant air Tatsu was used to make that kind of mix-up game. And even if you were to make consistent 50-50s with that instant air Tatsu, even when you land it, the reward is not quite that big at all. You get a light attack into a light conversion. You can't get super because it's EX in the first place. So there's that, right? So I think that's a problem. And then his axe pressure was something else I wanted to talk about too, because I'm gonna be mentioning that's one of his strengths, but at the same time, even that doesn't fully. It looks like after a while you can also anticipate how to deal with that too. It's not that layered, so that's I think another problem with the character. But enough of the weaknesses, man. We're talking too much about that. Let's talk about the strengths now with Kage. What would you say his strengths are? Obviously, pressure, right?
Free. Pressure is probably the biggest thing about that character. Once he gets in, then you really have to deal with a lot of his normals that are plus, right? Because I think, crouching medium punch is +3?
Yeah, his normals are quite plus. His crush counter conversion from forward hard punch is excellent.
Yes.
Easily confirmable.
Yes.
And his axe kick pressure was really good, really rewarding especially if the opponent doesn't know how to deal with it. His heavy axe kick is +3 on block.
+3.
Which is great. And Kage actually has one of the best throws in the game right now. It's Ibuki level grab. It's Ibuki level, bro.
The throw leaves him so close.
Yeah, you can get a pseudo throw loop with him. It's so strong. It's really, really good.
And the cool part about it is that like his standing jab is also +3, but it pushes him outside of throw range.
Yeah.
Right. So that immediately sets up his 6-frame stand fierce.
Yeah.
To actually like shimmy people and get big damage off of it as well. Like the fact that his EX Hadoken, for instance, crumple states, so it could force one wake up. And again, just having V Trigger 2 as well with the hard knockdown.
Yeah.
I think all of that like culminates into like great pressure for them to worry about. The overhead is comboable, by the way, too. Like you can combo.
Yeah, that's great. I need to start using that myself in ranked.
Yeah, like he has a lot of offensive tools.
Yeah.
To really work, but that's when he's up close.
Yeah.
Really up close.
And with the V Trigger 2 and the Demon, you can combo into it as well, which is nice.
Yeah.
You can do some excellent confirms with it from really far away, so it's good. Both his V Trigger 1 and 2 actually help him with his weaknesses in some way or the other. But yeah, like I said, the game plan with Kage seems that Capcom wants you to just be really in your face. I just feel like once again that instant air Tatsu, it's something that is definitely flawed in its design. I feel like it's gimmicky right now because there's such a huge flaw to it. So I really hope Capcom looks at that. But even though we went over his weaknesses a lot longer than his strengths, but he does definitely have some strengths. It's just easier to summarize.
His damage output, by the way, from landing all of the stuff is really good too. Like, it's not something to really joke about. Even though he's a 900 health character, he has 950 stun, by the way, which is very, very weird because you would think they would normalize him, but no, he has 950 stun, and he's dealing that much damage to you into a setup afterwards.
And he's got good
sometimes even guaranteed
too.
Yeah,
like he can zone. It's not the best, but he can zone. He does have a 3-framer. He does have a reversal. He has an FADC reversal. He what I mean? Like he has
his V reversals. His V reversal is also one of the best in the game, I think.
Oh, why? Just because the range?
Because it's very fast.
Oh,
it's very
fast.
Faster
than 16?
Yeah.
What? Like, is it?
I think so. It's faster.
So. I'm gonna find out soon. Are you gonna look it up while I do this?
No, it's one of the two fastest from what I've heard.
I thought they normalized them all to 16.
Anyways, no, he has one of the fastest ones.
Well, while you're checking, I'll keep the video going. But the next thing I want to talk about was what does Kage need, if he needs anything as a character. Like, I know it's too early to talk about buffs, but what we feel right now, in terms of like making everything consistent with the character, I really feel like Capcom needs to take a look at the instant air EX Tatsu once again. I feel like
it needs to really like somehow hit crouchers.
Yeah, it needs to.
That needs to happen.
Basically. Yeah, basically.
That needs to happen. By the way, his V reversal is 12 frames.
Okay, that is excellent. Then I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. That was good that you clarified that. And what else do you think of the character would need though, besides fixing instant air Tatsu? Or you think that's fine? You'll be in a good spot after that.
That gap from the V Trigger 1 with the teleport, like they need to somehow make it to where like it's something to worry about. I guess with the EX Tatsu being able to hit crouchers it would be easier to kind of like force that situation and make them have to really guess. You're talking
like the red fireball setup into teleport. There's a big gap there.
No, I'm talking about the EX Tatsu teleport midair. That's -7.
Oh, I understand. When he teleports backwards or whatever.
Yes.
Into that air hit mix up. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not real.
Right. Yeah, I do get jabbed out of it sometimes too. So yeah, like I said, there are some gimmicky things about the character right now that people are starting to understand. The match that's gonna hurt him a bit for sure.
Yeah.
Because, he needs those mix-ups.
I also think that like maybe a little bit of like speed on the standing medium kick, like maybe a little bit faster. Maybe that's asking too much. Like just some way to have a poke to harass people.
Yeah.
Because again, like I understand that 9 frames on the standing medium kick is, decent, but it could be a little bit like faster because he wants to get in, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes if you think about it, like stuff like stand short, for instance, stand short goes nowhere, right? And that's usually for like close range where they're pressing like some buttons and you can't really get to that range if they're zoning. Yeah. Otherwise you have only like stand medium kick, forward, hard punch, and I feel like those buttons need to be a little bit faster to kind of like just harass people, just to force them, because you don't have a regular fireball that you can use outside of red fireball, which starts up mad slow. So
all right, Sonic, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. All right. Here comes the big
What?
question. Many people are gonna ask us. If you were to put him on the tier list, where would you put him, Sonic? Early tier list. Where would you put him right now?
Oh man.
If
Usually
right
I don't.
now, if the character is mastered, and there is no way to land that instant air Tatsu, and the axe kick pressure is as fake as we think it is,
Oh man.
and we can't figure out anything else with this character, where would you put him? Come on, Sonic.
It's tough. It's so tough because.
Should I go
his
first?
I think you should go first. I think
he'd be like, right now, he would be like upper mid. I think there's a lot of good characters in the game right now. There's a lot of good characters, man. I think it would be like upper mid. If they can't find anything else with this character. If they can't figure out
I would only say upper mid 2 because of the fact of V Trigger 2 being so good.
Right.
Right? Because there's not many characters that force hard knockdown like that.
That's
and
true.
he gets the ability to force guaranteed mix-ups once he has bar with EX Hadoken because it puts them in crumple state. So I think having that like is really solid. It's just the weakness.
But I think it's an Alex situation because with Alex's V Trigger 2, it does help his hits hit harder, but his neutral is poor to begin with. That makes it hard to land a DDT. Whereas with Kage, his V Trigger 2, it's still hard to land that hit because your neutral is poor. You know.
So I do kind of agree, only because of how strong the robbery factor is, and his defense is really good for what it is, right?
Yeah.
Because he has good walk speed, he has a 3-frame jab, he has an EX reversal, he has one of the fastest V reversals.
Yeah.
He's got really strong defense and really strong offense.
In general,
so
as a season 4 character, I think they did an excellent job with him. Like, it doesn't seem like they were holding back too much. Like, I think the instant air Tatsu, maybe they didn't think it through enough. But I don't think they're like, we're going to purposely, make this character bad. Like, this character is really flashy. There's a lot of cool combos and setups you can do with them. And I don't think he's held back like Season 3 characters were. And I think Season 4 is on a good start. I do think we'll see Kage in tournaments. And I do think eventually we'll be proven wrong on his potential because I do remember characters like Akuma. A lot of people said that character was stubby.
Same scenario.
At 4 neutral. Turns out Akuma was the best character in the game after some small buffs. So Kage could be the same thing. I'm not going to doubt that. I know we've been covering this game for years now, Sonic, so we've seen it all. But that's basically our early impressions on Kage, and I'm really excited to see if anyone uses him in tournaments for sure. So, guys, let us know in your comments below. What do you guys think of Kage so far? Is he strong? Is he weak? Does he need some tuning? Where does he fall on the tier list for you on your early impressions? Put you guys on the spot. Don't forget, guys, to like the video. It really helps out, and subscribe to the channel. Of course, we got a lot more Street Fighter V videos to cover Season 4, including the patch notes. Sonic, where's that dash tech at?
Oh God. Look, man, his limbs, he needs them back.
Oh, come on, man. They keep buffing him. No more crocodile tears. Alright, guys. Till next time, take care. Bye-bye.
Later.